to the people of Ireland. I have been asked why I would vote no if I had a vote. There's three main reasons. 1. The forces behind this treaty are undemocratic. 2. This treaty would put armament into constitutional primary right. 3. It puts the so-called freedoms of markets on top of everything else. The forces behind this treaty are undemocratic because, despite the fact that this treaty has already been rejected by the peoples of France and the Netherlands, the following pause for reflection has not been used to think about how can we build a Europe the people really want, which I'm sure does exist. But it has been used to think about how can we repack this treaty in order to avoid dangerous referendums and to put it into place against the democratic decision. Now, I don't know how the people in France and in the Netherlands feel about this. And I also don't know what the people in the UK think, because they would have had a referendum in 2006. And it has been cancelled by Tony Blair, who said that this treaty can never be ratified unless and until the French and the Dutch votes change. And I also don't know how the people in Portugal think, because they were guaranteed a referendum by the political party who is now in power, who is now their government, and who is now denying them this referendum. In October last year, 2007, when the heads of states, of the member states, went to Lisbon to sign this treaty, 200,000 people went into the streets in Lisbon. This is the biggest demonstration Portugal has seen in at least 2 decades. Have you heard about it on Irish news? There was nothing in Austrian news. The forces behind this treaty are big, and they are undemocratic. Reason number 2. This treaty would put armament into constitutional or primary right. For this I have a few quotes for you from the treaty itself. From section on the provisions on the common security and defense policy, section 2 in the European Union Treaty. The European Defence Agency shall be implementing, quote, any measure needed to strengthen the industrial and technological base of the defense sector, unquote. Quote, member states shall undertake progressively to improve their military capabilities, unquote. Now these quotes come from the first article in this section, and in the next article they tell us basically what they want with it, and among the things they want with it is this. Quote, these tasks, as defined in the previous article, these tasks, quote, may contribute to the fight against terrorism, including by supporting third countries in combating terrorism in their territories, unquote. Now the political leaders want us to believe that they are going to the United Nations before and ask what to do. What it says in the treaty, in the first article of this section is, quote, in accordance with the principles of the United Nations Charter, unquote. That means it's up to the EU leaders to define what these principles are, and it is also up to them to define who a terrorist is and who isn't. Reason number 3. It puts the so-called freedoms of markets atop of everything else. That means that if you think that good quality education should be available to all children, no matter how rich their parents are, this treaty is not for you. It means that if you think that medical aid should be available to everybody, no matter how much money she or he has, this treaty is not for you. It means that if you think that good quality water supply should be available to everybody, this treaty, at low cost, this treaty is not for you. It means that if you think that people who have worked their entire life are entitled for a retirement in dignity, this treaty is not for you. It means that if you think that small family-run farms should be protected from international competition with big food, this treaty is not for you. It means that if you, like me, are afraid of the instability of the financial markets, this treaty is not for you. This treaty can only be changed. All this can only be changed if all member states, it is currently 27 and the number is still rising, when all governments and all parliaments of all member states agree to such a change. Only then can a single word be changed. And that is why you should take a really good look. Thank you. And good luck.